imagine millions and millions of people watching you get humiliated for content.
I think you look like a garden that got burnt, but was beautiful. Does that make sense?
A garden that got burnt?
It's black flower, right next to black flower.
Change the gender. Have him grabbing her by the face and shaking her violently as she cowered underneath him. Would that be funny? Oh no, that doesn't sell advertising dollars. But male humiliation, oh, cha-ching! I always get conflicted when I do content like this because you never want to see the end of a marriage, right? The breakup of a family with kids, might I add. But at the same time, I love being right. And if you guys study the content that exists on this side of the internet, the things that I've said before, you can take one look at the dynamic of their relationship and know that this was going to end. But I'm gonna ask you guys on the onset of this content, what would it take if you knew a young lady and been with her for more than half of the years that you've been on this planet, married her, created 2 children with her, built a 8-figure social media business on behalf of that relationship, lived in a huge house? What would it take for you to throw all of that away? Now, in case you guys are unfamiliar with the couple that we're about to review right now, they go by Christy and Desmond Scott. Now, Christy just filed for divorce from Desmond, citing infidelity within their marriage. Prior to this news, they represented, at least on the modern woman's side of the internet, or, you know, the side of the internet that runs from my side of the internet, baby. They come over here, they click on a video, think they're going to hear some more of that mumbo jumbo bullshit to make their ears feel good. And they're like, oh no, let me get out of here. He's making me feel accountable, right? But they would call their relationship goals. And I'm going to break down for you guys. And I got the receipts to prove it, the video documentation, the social media profiles to show that this is a disaster waiting to happen. Now, my analysis is less on the cheating component. We all know cheating is not right. It's immoral. It's against their vows. I don't think that masculine men should be lying. I think that masculine men should be forthright with what they want and exercise integrity when they do that. What we will analyze is the mindset of a young man that is willing to throw everything that I just mentioned away, to risk it all to get something from somebody else, a side chick, because he is not getting whatever that is within the marriage. Now, the beautiful thing of this analysis is that they're social media couples. They get paid ad revenue, endorsement money to monetize their relationship. And that's how they got popping. But the reason that I said that I'm always right is because they got popping, or a component of their content is emasculinization content. It is have man act like a goofy buffoon and him tolerate that for money. And what probably started out as a couple of videos years ago that ended up getting a lot of steam turned into a major component of their content. And it was so prolific that the goofies on that side of the internet don't even recognize the bad behavior. But what you guys are going to see is the pressure to living up to relationship goals on camera, the promotion via social media, the money, the sponsorships, the endorsements, and how through upkeep of this fake spotlight, it led to unhappiness. But damn, this brother was used as a content monkey for performative emasculinization. Let's go through it and let's get active. Without further ado, so let's first start at TMZ headquarters and see how they're reporting it. Another social media love story has officially crashed and burned. The Scotts are done with Christy filing for divorce from estranged husband Desmond Scott. TMZ obtained the court docs out of Harris County, Texas, in which Christy cited alleged infidelity as the reason she sought the split, saying it was completely wiped out for any reasonable chance of reconciliation. Now, let's play this clip just so you guys can see some of the dynamic. Hold on. Copyright. Okay. We met at 14. We've officially been together longer than we haven't. And she does goofy things and, you know, you could just see right there, bumps into him and he's sitting there looking like, why am I doing this? And for much of their content together, it's a lot of the similar stuff. Now, I will say for her solo content, she's often doing dumb things as well. But for the couples content, he's often seen as being annoyed or playing a background character to her main character syndrome. All right. The paperwork says the couples will soon stop living together as husband and wife. They met at 14, yada, yada. Share 2 sons. And you'll see here to the degree of their popularity. So this is her Instagram profile at almost 10 million followers. They have some, I don't know if this is engagement photos or what have you, but you'll see here 1.7 million likes. They also co-own Meant to Be Films, a production company centered on wedding, videography, and storytelling. And as of now, it's unclear what happens to the business post-breakup. We've reached out to the reps. So far, no word back. Let's go to her profile and see if we notice any trends. Quick emergency meeting. I was recently searching for my name online and found way too much personal information, which brought me down this weird rabbit hole of how that could have happened, and found out that there's companies out there called data brokers that will sell your data to marketers, scammers, and even stalkers. And it's a nasty, disgusting feeling knowing that there's bad actors out there selling my information, selling your information for profit. But that's why I'm recommending today's sponsor, Aura. Now, I use Aura to automatically remove my information from these sites and keep my information off. But they do other things as well, such as bank fraud and identity theft alerts, VPN access. But guys, utilize my link down in the description box down below for a 14-day trial. At least see if you've been compromised. Privacy is king in this day and age, and you should know if your information is out there. So again, utilize my link, aura.com/MTR, in the description box down below to try 2 weeks free. That's way more than enough time to see if your personal data has been exposed. Go now. Now, taking a look down her profile, first things first, you gotta give her kudos. She's branded this page so well for quality, for affluence, right? She's not being over the top sexual or nude, right? It's a very respectable profile when it comes to demonstration of femininity, class, elegance, all of those different things to invite more brand or marketing dollars. But one of the first things that I also noticed as well is that if you take a look at just her thumbnails that have Desmond in them, it is always similar. The shot was lined up for her, nice outfit on, ton of makeup on, and him in the background, t-shirt, looking confused, right? Like she didn't look at his photo at all in the selection of this thumbnail right here. But who cares about him? I'm the main character. Keep on going down. You'll see the next time that he's in it, kissing her feet while bending down and over, looking subservient. And I mean, why do photos like this have to reach public eyes? I don't know, besides the branding of positioning her as main character, which many modern women want this branding for themselves. And, oh, my husband kisses my feet publicly. If you go back down. By the way, I also like that she hides her children's faces throughout all of the photos. But yeah, let's see if we can find another one. It's the same things. Always when he's in it. Let me see. Here goes another one. He's behind looking crazy as she wears some crazy ass outfit. And it's actually shocking how similar it is all throughout the profile. Again, her main character, him looking down, you can't even see his face. You guys get the picture, but it also sort of reminded me of this right here. You guys remember the A$AP Rocky Time magazine, Vogue magazine cover from way back when? And a bunch of social media users took this and gave an accurate synopsis of what it is that they were looking at, right? Like you got Rihanna in the foreground, main character. Mind you, by the way, Vogue is female facing audience, right? Like they don't care about men. They want to show feminist propaganda and movement, right? So they show Rihanna in the front, strong, dominant, masculine woman. She is the leader, right? Facing towards the camera looking up from her, whereas A$AP is behind her, holding the baby, soft face, right? He's hunching over, so it makes him look weaker, like more pathetic. He's hiding his crotch. The branding behind a strong woman via feminist propaganda is actually crazy to watch how the consistent message will go from mainstream media, such as Rihanna, to decentralized media on Instagram via a Christy Scott. But anyway, now that you guys have seen some photo evidence of this behavior, let's take a look at some of the short form video elements. Wait, hold up. My eyes must be deceiving me. Let's watch that again. Listen, reels like this would be to the tune of 380,000 likes. Imagine millions and millions of people watching you get humiliated for content.
Boys.
Let's see if there's anything else in here.
Well, we're not going to be able to sit down.
Don't sit on the floor, bro.
Because we don't have chairs. Yeah. You want crisscross applesauce?
Yep.
Just don't put your feet near the food.
What? You can obviously tell right here that he has had enough. Allowing the kids now to sit up on the table with their feet all by the food because it's portrait mode and you got to get everybody in the shot is diabolical. The prioritization over the bag or the money in order to substantiate the views and the endorsements is what people started to pick up on. You can even see here within the comment section. Let me start off by saying that nobody deserves to be cheated on. Now, hear me out. All that snatching and slapping stuff and biting and jumping at him over the years are all microaggressions and a small form of violence. That's why I always tell you guys, if they start like hitting you and shit like that, nip that in the bud immediately. Even if she's trying to be playful, call that shit out. She thinks it's cute, but it's actually rude. Over time, I'm sure it's got old and almost offensive. Some other women writing down up in here, I feel something wrong, a negative energy. And this was 20 weeks ago, way before the announcement of a divorce. Someone a day ago wrote, now I understand, but it doesn't justify it. But I understand. It's wild to me to see these people only pick up on it after a divorce has happened. This man is living in a quiet hellscape for content, and now y'all recognize it. How many years was this performative emasculinization going on for content? Or how many years would you be going through it, warping your reality, warping your environment before you had enough?
We're going on a date, and the theme is flowers, his and hers, fragrances. The Valentino Beauty going in Roma, Uomo, and Donna. I love this fragrance because it's so feminine. It's giving like jasmine.
I'm smelling vanilla. Oh, that's nice.
Very warm and spicy.
Huh? I'm about to scuff up my floor. Yeah, girl, I'm about to take you out.
Tell me what you think of my final fit.
I think you look like a garden that got burnt, but was beautiful. Does that make sense?
A garden that got burnt?
It's black flowers. I ain't never seen a black flower.
Anyway, we're off to date night.
This is the couple goals that they compare your relationships to, that they judge you by. This shit right here, you better miss me with all of that bullshit. Now, what's crazy about this is I didn't realize that this video was going to be from that photo that we saw earlier. But you know what's the most damaging part of this? When she grabbed his face for attempting to make a damn joke, looks at him like he's crazy, and then grabs his face.
A garden that got burnt?
It's black flowers. I ain't never
As he cowers underneath her and she smiles. Young men, listen to me when I say this. This is the type of content that they want. These are the type of relationships that they want of you. This is why I continue to say that the majority of modern women today are not marriageable, because this is their standard. This is their goals. this is what they want you to amount up to. They hate this side of the internet. They hate masculinity or manhood-focused content. They hate when I say anything. They hated when a Kevin Samuels would say anything. That's why they love that he died, because through his death, it represented their gaining of power, because a man that would command men to be men was gone. And instead, they want a feminine representation of what a man is. They want to be the powerful ones. They want a boot over you. But the funny shit is that they don't want this if you need to protect them. They don't want this if there's an enemy at the gate. And the majority of them do not want this if they are not the breadwinner. The top comment, by the way, is from a man. He says, what do men want? Men want respect. This video should give a discerning mind an idea of the dynamics of their relationship, but social media loves a single story, especially when it's against a man. That is a fact. And I believe this is why Desmond wanted out. According to his recent statement, Desmond will get a prettier woman who appreciates and respects him, but Christy will struggle to get a man better than Desmond. The majority of the women's focus is about how men cheat. Is there any man on this planet that does not cheat? Whereas they dare not do an assessment of the behavior that led down this path. There are many women out there that socially will be performative, but behind closed doors, it's a sexless marriage. They withhold sex from a man as a way to control the man. Privately, they will lie, control, manipulate, and disrespect. It's just interesting that a component of their relationship was public so we can see the outward forms of disrespect. Change the gender. Have him grabbing her by the face and shaking her violently as she cowered underneath him. Would that be funny? Oh no, that doesn't sell advertising dollars. Female humiliation does not make money, but male humiliation, oh, cha-ching.
What do you think? I'm trying out some dress options for date night. Babe, you're gonna help me choose which one.
Are they gonna be normal choices?
Yeah, which one do you want to start with?
Why is there rubber?
All right, we'll start with this one. Okay, this is option number one.
It's a no. You can't even go sit nowhere like that.
What do you mean, babe? We can stand at the bar. You can sit and I can stand at the
I'm
bar.
not standing next to you with that on.
Why? You're not proud?
Why would I be?
I'm a showstopper. I already feel like option number one is going to be the best, but
520,000 likes.
let's try option number two, and y'all can let me know what you think. This is option number two.
You look like a prickly pear.
So it's just the skirt version, which I feel like is a vibe. And I can actually sit in it because we didn't fill it up all the way.
You can sit.
See? And then it's a built-in table.
Why would you want to eat on it?
Why not? We can sit anywhere. Yeah, I love this. I could even get in the car with this.
You're gonna need a sprinter van. I'm about to leave you if you don't put on.
Alright, let me know in the comments which one you think I should wear. Option one or option two?
0.
Clearly, he doesn't want to be in the video. This is why I often come back when modern women say that men are emotionless, right? Like we don't show emotion for certain things. He's emoting crazy right here. And in fact, my argument against that is that I think the majority of modern women today don't have empathy for men. You can clearly see here, he doesn't want to be doing this. He's clearly annoyed by her, but she don't care, baby. But she don't care. She needs to put on for social media, baby. Now, it was also interesting. Let's look back at the comments. He definitely getting tired of her with 10,000 likes. And it's interesting to see these comments from women now. The more I scroll, the more that this man's frustration is evident. The eyes never lie, Chico. I've seen this energy shift before, and this was 16 weeks ago. Copyright. How he snapped out of character at the end. Okay. 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 Like what? And he's just got to take this. He's just got to tolerate this. No leadership, no structure, just for the bag, for the content. He can't be a father through this. Wow. Okay. In a public space is wild to the tune of 2.3 million likes.
Hey babe, I'm just doing a makeup video. With these new lips, I'm definitely feeling like more confident and like, I don't know, it just feels like the vibe.
Oh my gosh. Imagine being locked into a lifelong character of like gay for pay. Feminine for pay is probably more accurate, but feminine for pay for if you show anything different, we might lose the bag. And to feel like a man again, he had to go outside of his marriage to get his balls and his masculinity back. Now, after everything started to go public, he came out with this statement right here. Let me zoom it in just a little bit. All right, Desmond Scott speaks out amid news of Christy filing for divorce. He says, I want to begin by apologizing to Christy, our family, and everyone else who has been impacted by the public attention surrounding this situation. I know this news has been disappointing for many, and I'm truly sorry for the hurt that it has caused. Christy is the mother of my children, and that will always come first. I remain fully committed to being an active, present, and loving parent to our boys. I have always been. Christy and I faced challenges and made sincere efforts to work through them. Towards the end of 2025, I wanted to separate, and I had conversations with Christy regarding this. During this period, I made choices that I am not proud of. I took responsibility for those actions, and I shared this with her directly and personally. And ultimately, we decided to divorce. I ask for privacy and compassion as we navigate this difficult chapter of our lives. Thank you to everybody who has supported us over the years. I'm grateful for that support and will continue sharing my love for cooking and the things that inspire me. I hope you will continue that journey with me. So yeah, relationship was on the rocks for obvious reasons that I mentioned in this video. He been wanting to separate from her and stepped outside of the marriage, and now she's going to utilize those receipts in order to extract as much funds as what she can from the creation of the social media business. Now, this is the PR statement. I think that there's a lot more that goes behind this. But hey, listen, bro, if you ever see this, you need a platform to speak about it. I will open it up for you. Now, Christy hasn't outright responded to what Desmond's public statement was. This is her story, though. Desmond is a cook, so she's getting cooking from somewhere else. And some folks are saying like, oh, that's a response because he's no longer in her life. And then she just uploaded this one as well. Now let's take a look at some of social media's reactions to this.
If I'm being honest, the whole Christy and Desmond thing, unfortunately, as sad as it is, it doesn't surprise me, because a lot of these couples who make a lot of couple content, 9 out of 10 times, they're never usually actually happy. They're doing it for the money and like the sponsorships, like the open doors. It is unfortunate, but that's just the reality. A lot of people who especially post excessively on like social media about their significant others, usually because they want everyone to think that they're happy and they have something to prove. People also lie about being happy when in fact they are miserable and they don't even like their significant other, because I have been that person where I really lied to all my friends and family that I was so in love with this person. Meanwhile, I could not stand him. Sometimes people are just playing into the time clock and think they're running out of time and they're settling. I've also done that. But the thing that will always get me, and I will always stand on this and say, I don't care what someone has done, there's never an excuse to cheat. If you really want to go and have sex with somebody else so badly, end the relationship, get the divorce, walk away. It is hard, yes, but you can't tell me that going out of your way and blatantly hurting somebody that you claim to be so in love with is the better option. So in my most humble opinion, any man that cheats is a bitch, and any woman who cheats is a cunt. I don't care what the situation is. I've been cheated on. I still never went and cheated on anybody. I did the mature thing and walked away from the relationship and got cracked by who I really wanted to get cracked by. 2 or 3 weeks later, sometimes even days after the relationship ended.
Infidelity isn't exclusively sexual contact outside of a relationship or marriage. It can also be emotional, but it's in secret, right? Somebody is unaware that it is happening. Now, citing infidelity, people generally think cheating, right? Like he was deep inside the side chick, but maybe if he wasn't that, maybe what if all of this is strategic, right? Damn, he wants to break up with me now. I can't be a content fixture, or he can't be a content fixture anymore. How is it that we can break up, we can end this marriage, and then I take on the majority of the assets from the marriage? Boom. Let me go through his phone. Let me see all of his records. Let me see if there's been any improprieties. Oh, I found something. Let's head to the lawyer's office. Now, I'm stretching here, right? But I think for the argument of conversation, we also have to put in that sometimes there's strategy that goes towards the end of the relationship. Shit, we've gone over content right here of end of marriage relationship strategy coaches who will coach you on the best ways to end a marriage where more of the benefit goes to you at the conclusion or at the divorce.
Ain't shit funny anymore, Desmond. You probably heard famous TikTok couple Christy and Desmond Scott are filing for divorce. Well, she has filed, and apparently it's over infidelity, allegedly. One would think that after 15 years together with his childhood sweetheart, who's a gorgeous woman and has 2 kids and a custom-built home and a multi-million-dollar business, would try his best to keep it in his pants so that he can stay afloat with this relationship. But you know what? That's not the case. And this is why I'm always emphasizing to you guys to stop idolizing couples online. I don't care how cute they are. I don't care all the fun pranks they do. I don't care how much he's showing you how generous he is. You do not know what these people are going through behind the scenes. I just told y'all in my most recent video, stop wishing you had what other people have, because you're going to get exactly what they have. And I promise you, you would not want what she's dealing with right now. I wish Christy the best, and I applaud her for moving forward with a divorce, because obviously that is not an easy choice to make, especially after you spent your whole life with your partner. And she is still very young. I'm pretty sure she is 30 or 31, so she's fine. She has her 2 kids. She's built her wealth. She has her beautiful new home. Well, we'll see what happens with that, but she will survive this. But yeah, crazy, isn't it?
He shouldn't have stepped outside the marriage. We can all agree on that. But notice how she brings up all of these things that even still a man can't keep it in his pants without any articulation into what that man might have been going through. He was tired of doing them fake ass videos, but she wanted to keep up the facade. So she took a whip, proverbially speaking, and cracked it on that ass to get his face in those videos. But yeah, I agree with the idea of stopping the idolization of people. There is no such thing as relationship goals. You know, Will and Jada crushed our souls, right? Like that Will and that Jada, that Jada and that Will love, yeah, into an entanglement, right? It crushed it then from idolization of their relationship back in the 90s and even now. If you can only see the highlights curated for you on a social media platform, that should be nothing that you should try to aspire to. And if the relationship goals should be based off of things that are in reality, because in reality, there's going to be high points, there's going to be low points, there's going to be conflict, there's going to have to be tough conversations and things that have to happen. It's just wild to me that so many people are surprised about this, especially when you go over what's been going on. And it took me no time whatsoever to find them damn clips. I'm sure that those that are more synced into their content, right, are going to be able to find way more than what it is that I found. So anyway, guys, shout out to you for stepping foot within this side of the internet. If you're new here, hi. Welcome. All right. Come back again. Come join the family. But I appreciate you guys for always coming down up in here. Guys, share me your questions, thoughts, feedback, concerns down up in the comment box down below. What do you think that I got wrong? What do you think that I got right? I can't wait to see you guys' responses. Let's go in on this one, all right? Until next time. Peace.
So, without further ado, MTR, cut through the BS like we in charge. No cap with the rappers like steel bars. I'm packing and rapping like here we are. Mediocre tutorial reviews. Like, comment, share my views. Come up and I paid my dues. Big step in my black way shoes. MTR, he break it down, yeah, it's MTR. Check out the sound when it's MTR. No one put it down like it's MTR.